The United States of America is considered one of the most powerful countries in the world. It's a country that's never shied away from flexing its muscles on the global stage, whether it be through economic sanctions or military intervention. But what if the USA were to face off against another nuclear-armed nation? What if the USA were to go head-to-head with Pakistan in a war? Who would win? Which military would come out on top? Let's find out. Pakistan is located in one of the most volatile regions in the world, which is also home to several nuclear-armed nations. Because of this, Pakistan has had to keep itself well armed in order to protect itself from outside forces. It has consistently maintained a sizable military since gaining independence from British rule in 1947. Today, it has the sixth largest military in the world, with 643,000 active personnel. This is supported by another 524,000 reserve troops. When compared to the US, these numbers are dwarfed by those of the American superpower. The United States has an active military of over 1.5 million men and women, as well as more than 850,000 people within its reserve forces. But size isn't everything when it comes to warfare, and the quality of a military can vary greatly depending on many different factors. Pakistan's military is ranked 25th in the world according to the 2023 Military Strength Rankings compiled by Global Firepower. This ranking takes into account a variety of factors, including the size of the military, the quality of the equipment, and the overall military budget. In comparison, the United States ranks first globally. They have a huge lead over Pakistan, not just in terms of size, but also in terms of quality. While Pakistan's military may be well equipped, it simply doesn't have the same resources as the United States. The US spends around $700 billion per year on its military, while Pakistan spends less than $2 billion. In terms of land power, Pakistan has 161 tanks, 718 APCs, and 1,758 artillery. The United States, on the other hand, has 5,945 tanks, 10,335 APCs, and 17,363 artillery. As for air power, Pakistan has 351 aircraft and 226 helicopters, whereas the United States has 13,197 aircraft and 5,561 helicopters. However, Pakistan has an ace up its sleeve. Its JF-17 Thunder fighter jets are among the most advanced in the world, and they could give the US military a run for its money. These multi-role combat aircraft are capable of air superiority missions, ground attack operations, and reconnaissance. The US has no comparable aircraft, and it might be difficult for them to counter the JF-17s if push came to shove. Still, however, Pakistan's fleet of JF-17s is dwarfed by America's Air Force. Pakistan has 348 combat aircraft, 182 transport aircraft, and 112 trainers. The United States, on the other hand, has 1,888 combat aircraft, 1,188 transport aircraft, and 678 trainers. As for naval power, Pakistan has 4 submarines, 15 destroyers, and 21 frigates. The US has 70 submarines, 96 destroyers, and 52 frigates. Overall, Pakistan's military is much smaller than that of the United States. In terms of military expenditure, the United States spends almost 35 times more on its military than Pakistan. Even if Pakistan had the element of surprise on its side, it wouldn't be enough to make up for the vast difference in resources between the two countries. Ultimately, if the United States were to go to war with Pakistan, it's highly unlikely that Pakistan would come out on top. The US military is simply too big, too well equipped, and too well funded. Not to mention it has the backing of the entire NATO alliance. If push came to shove, the US would easily win a war against Pakistan. What do you think of this? Do you think Pakistan would stand a chance against the USA? Share your views in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you never miss any of our latest updates. Now moving on to the next match. Pakistan vs China. Pakistan and China have been allies for decades, and both are nuclear-armed nations. As such, they've had each other's backs through thick and thin. But what if these two allies were to go head-to-head in a war? Who would come out on top? Well, this is a tough one to answer, as both Pakistan and China are formidable opponents. China is the second largest economy in the world and the largest military spender in Asia. It has the second largest military in the world, with 2 million active soldiers and a military budget of $292 billion. On the other hand, Pakistan has the 6th largest military in the world, with 643,000 active soldiers and a military budget of $1.3 billion. So, in terms of size and budget, China clearly has the upper hand. However, Pakistan has some advantages of its own. It has a nuclear arsenal of around 160 weapons, which is enough to wipe out China several times over. Additionally, Pakistan has the JF-17 Thunder fighter jet, which is considered to be one of the most advanced aircraft in the world. It's possible that Pakistan could use these jets to take out some of China's key military targets, thus weakening its military capabilities. Moreover, Pakistan has a mountainous terrain that would be difficult for Chinese troops to traverse. As such, Pakistan could use its knowledge of the terrain to its advantage, setting up ambushes and utilizing guerrilla tactics to wear down the Chinese army. On the other hand, China has the People's Liberation Army, which is one of the largest and most well-trained militaries in the world. The PLA has been involved in numerous UN peacekeeping missions and has a wealth of experience fighting in different environments. Furthermore, China has a nuclear arsenal of its own. Although the exact number of weapons is unknown, it's believed to be around 350 weapons, which is enough to destroy Pakistan several times over. China also has the DFZF Boost Glide Vehicle, which is considered to be one of the most advanced nuclear weapons in the world. This weapon is designed to evade missile defense systems and could easily penetrate Pakistani airspace. Who would win in a war between Pakistan and China? It's difficult to say. On one hand, Pakistan has the nuclear weapons and the JF-17 fighter jets, which could give it an edge over China. On the other hand, China has the larger military, the PLA, and its own nuclear weapons, which gives it the upper hand. Ultimately, it would depend on a variety of factors, including the level of international support each country receives and the strategies employed by each military. One thing is for sure, though a war between Pakistan and China would be a devastating one. Both countries have nuclear weapons, and even a small conflict could potentially escalate into a nuclear war. What do you think of this? Do you think Pakistan or China would win in a war? Share your views in the comments below. And do not forget to like this video and subscribe so you never miss any of our latest updates. Now, moving on to the next match. Pakistan vs India. Pakistan and India share a long and complicated history. They were once part of the same country before they split in 1947. Since then, the two countries have fought 3 wars and there is still no love lost between them. In fact, both countries claim the same piece of land, Kashmir. This makes it all the more interesting to consider what would happen if these two countries went to war. Who would come out on top? Well, the Indian military is ranked second in the world. It has a total strength of 1.5 million personnel and a military expenditure of $76 billion. On the other hand, the Pakistani military is ranked 25th in the world. It has a total strength of 643,000 personnel and a military expenditure of $1.3 billion. As you can see, the Indian military is much larger than the Pakistani military. Not only does India have more personnel, but its military budget is also 6 times greater than that of Pakistan. In terms of weaponry, India has 2,180 tanks, 3,529 APCs, and 5,667 artillery. Pakistan, on the other hand, has 1,500 tanks, 718 APCs, and 1,758 artillery. Again, India has the upper hand here. The Indian Air Force is also much larger than the Pakistani Air Force. India has 1,522 aircraft and 555 helicopters. Pakistan has 351 aircraft and 226 helicopters. In terms of naval power, India has 5 submarines, 14 destroyers, and 15 frigates. Pakistan has 4 submarines, 15 destroyers, and 21 frigates. Despite being outnumbered, the Pakistani military is still formidable. It has some advanced weaponry, including the JF-17 Thunder fighter jet. Additionally, Pakistan has the element of surprise on its side. The Indian military would not expect the Pakistani military to put up such a strong fight. This could potentially give Pakistan the edge it needs to win the war. Of course, India would likely prevail in the end due to its superior numbers and firepower. However, it would not be an easy victory. The Pakistani military would put up a fierce fight and cause significant casualties along the way. What do you think of this? Do you think Pakistan would be able to defeat India despite being outgunned and outnumbered? Share your views in the comments below. And do not forget to like this video and subscribe so you never miss any of our latest updates. Thanks for watching.